Good morning. What a way to return to the football with two big guns, Malmo and Bodo Glimt, both underperforming. No Vikingaliga yesterday, so let's go off to Norway. And I'll show you how I actually made a profit on the Bodo Glimt match. Very difficult, given the Euro break. I was a little suspicious of Malmo earlier on and Bodo Glimt as well. I think the break for the Euros has really broken any momentum lines we might have had, or momentum for the teams. Hence, you've got that Bodo Glimt 2-1 defeat. In getting that goal from 2-0 to 2-1, there's a possibility of you getting out with a lower loss. Some days you're going to have to take the hit if it's just not going your way. Knowing that Sandefjord have conceded in every single match this season, Bodo Glimt scored 13 of 17 away goals second half. We were highly likely to see a Bodo Glimt second half goal, which indeed we got. We didn't get the second, but that still produced a return. So how on earth did I make a profit from a 2-1 scoreline, from 2-0 down? Well, you can make a break even with both teams to score no. That would have come in both of the Malmo and Bodo Glimt matches. Both teams to score no is an excellent insurance play. It covers 2-0, which is important. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. Got to go to the correct score market, back 2-1 as well. And when you attend a live chat webinar, I'll be doing that in front of you. And I'll be doing this averaging in front of you as well. Hinted at it in the tennis with Kostyuk. I think made a big profit on her by laying her opponent backing her incrementally as she looked in deeper trouble, as indeed was the case with Bodo Glimt. You can see on the right-hand side here, backing Bodo Glimt at 12.5, laying Sandefjord at 1.34. That's my second play. Getting involved as Bodo Glimt's odds get bigger, as Sandefjord's odds get lower. It's not going to cost us too much to top up. By topping up, the break-even point gets nearer to the current set of odds. That's what I'm after. And this was the 2-1 in the 60th minute. Look at the profit. I was hugely surprised myself as well. So this idea of averaging is something we can talk about a bit more once we get into the season proper and I can start redoing live chat webinars for you where I trade in front of your eyes for a session. It's very handy to have. So that was the initial play, Bodo Glimt +1. Now, this is the loss at 2-1. Okay? This is what makes the +1 market, for me, very appealing, despite the odds being a little shy for some of the matches. Bodo Glimt get in trouble and score the next goal. By getting in trouble, I mean 2-0, because 2-0 is a losing play on a +1 market, which is effectively giving Bodo a goal. So 2-0 scoreline is 2-1 in this particular market, and it's still a loss for Bodo Glimt. But at 2-1, you could reduce your £40 liability to £4.34. And I would strongly urge you in the future, when you get a 2-0 to 2-1, to do that. That was the match odds play. That was the initial play. Backing Bodo at 2.76, laying Sandefjord at 2.7. Topping up, backing Bodo at 12.5, laying Sandefjord at 1.34. That's in addition to these plays earlier on. So it's a very poor day, really, for these favourites. But that's Partick Thistle against Montrose. That was very well done from Partick, despite the fact they had a bit of a slip-up later on with a 2-2, which they brought back to 3-2. But I was out at 2-1. I thought that was an excellent return, given the in-play stats for Partick Thistle suggested they were absolutely dominant in the Scottish Cup. Also Livingston laid the draw there. That was after the equaliser before half-time. So if you can get an equaliser before half-time, you can see you can cash out immediately. That was the initial play for Partick. This was the Malmo play. And again, I showed you. I think I captured it here, yeah. This is your loss at 2-1. A third of your liability as loss. Take 2/3 back into your bank. This is another one which didn't go our way. Mjällby, yes, it's a top 3 clash. I did mention that in the Telegram. And yes, we got that enforced break for the Euros. But really, Malmo, with only 1 defeat all season, scoring 2+ goals in 6 of the last 7, really should have been a lot more competitive. But this is from 2-0 to 2-1. This is the impact that this will have if you go +1. And take the £13 loss, which is a third of liability. Far more appealing. This was the loss after the 2-1 goal. You see I topped up a little bit. I didn't do the averaging as much as I did in the Bodo Glimt, but you can see I backed Malmo at 14.5. Laid Mjällby at 1.27. As soon as the goal comes in, that's your loss there compared to 50 quid there. So sometimes you're going to have to take the hit. Circumstances like this, that's the way it is. East Fife and Morton, well, this ended, I think, 3-0. So getting involved at low odds, not going to cost you too much. This was a loss at 2-0. I think £33 loss at 2-0. Would you rather have that or a £17 loss? Sometimes you've got to take a hit. So we've had a lot of lessons from recent trades or trading days on Telegram. Lesson 1, don't always trust the market. Lesson 2, sometimes you're going to have to take the hit. Just no way around it. On the tennis yesterday, well, it's just the one match, and I suppose arguably we could have got involved with Krejcikova winning the first set, Paolini winning the second, but this Krejcikova has come from nowhere, really. Superb stuff. 32nd in the world. Today, Alcaraz takes on Novak Djokovic, and Alcaraz is favourite. Wow, that's something you rarely see. Novak Djokovic, odds against. Wow. And there's old bastard in Sweden. We're going to start it's not the clay season. I thought we were moving to hard court after Wimbledon. Certainly we're moving to America. So there'll be plenty of American tennis. And not much I can say about today's match, I'm afraid. The expectation is for a 5-setter. Certainly any 2-set lead for either of these two players is gettable. Football-wise today, and again, we're tackling these poor leagues. Spain and England, of course. I've got my lucky England socks, so that should give you every confidence. I will be wearing them today. So you should be feeling confident about England's chances, but nothing I can offer you from a pre-match perspective. The Allsvenskan, Djurgården looked the standout here today. Elfsborg have been involved in Europa League midweek. That will give them a bit of a warm-up. Kalmar and Bromma and Västerås Norrköping. This is a bottom 2 clash. It's awful, really. The form lines are awful. Similar story, Kalmar and Bromma. I think it's 4 wins, plays 3 wins all season, 2.55. It's an awful coupon. Djurgården's the only real readable match there. Häcken and Elfsborg. Elfsborg simply tend to lose away. 6 consecutive away defeats for Elfsborg. No draw in 13. So we've got a lay the draw in the Häcken-Elfsborg match. Djurgården looked well deserving of their odds on status, but note, bit of a drift up to 1.5. We had that drift from Malmo yesterday. Now do be careful. We've got that break, haven't we? The enforced break for the Euros. Could spoil all of this momentum. 5 consecutive matches without a 0-0 at half-time. For Djurgården, possibility of a goal before half-time. The other 2 matches, awful. Gnistan and Mariehamn, tough to evaluate. Gnistan keep conceding. Mariehamn score mostly second half. It's poor coupon today, again, I'm afraid. But we will be in August before you know it. We don't have any Norwegian football, so it's a poor coupon. I will be on hand for it this afternoon. Early enough kickoffs, very heavily in-play stats based. And don't forget your lessons from yesterday. Also got an entry point lesson as well. You go both teams to score no, or do you go the usual insurance route? Both teams to score no yesterday would have produced 2 break-even trades in hindsight, with a 2-1 scoreline covered, 2-0 covered, 3-0 covered. 3-1, of course, is the killer. So that could be something for you to think about with Djurgården. Don't forget they have drifted in the market from 1.35 to 1.5. But it's a really poor coupon today. As I say, I'll be on hand. I can't give you any advice on England, Scotland, apart from to say just enjoy it and drink responsibly, as my mother would say. So I'll see you throughout the day on Telegram, and we'll talk more about this averaging once we get the live chat webinars up and running in August. Have a great day, and Telegrammers, I'll see you a bit later on.